Good early afternoon, everyone. T-Speaker 222 XRP Future Millionaire with the side bet on XLM and Future Digibyte OG. It's 1:56 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the East Coast in the United States of America. As I said, I'm your host, T-Speaker 222, with a whole bunch of gibberish. Yada, yada, yada. So, first things first. I'm going to show you my new updated technical analysis style so that you can never ask another question on the possibilities that are going to happen. And I'm going to show you one that I did, and then we're going to do it on XRP. So, first things first, we need to talk about Fortuna Silver Mines. We had the buy-in at $3.89, and it seems to have done the reversal that we talked about. I bought, as you guys know, 612 shares for $3.89. It did make that drop to $3.75. After the acquisition, oddly enough, of Rox Gold, another Canadian-based mining company. So that's a huge acquisition to further their what they're going to be doing in the future. Okay, so let's get up to, do it from $3.90. And so far, we're up about, well, we did get up at a high point of about, wait a minute, I think we are at the high point because we moved up. Nope, not at the high point. So we were up 7.86%, but right now, 6.81% on Fortuna Silver Mines, and it seems to be moving absolutely beautifully within what we drew out. And it looks to be to come back up to the top of this before you have to sell it, because obviously if we don't break this, I would call it a symmetrical triangle. If we don't break this, we're going to continue riding it, and it doesn't look like this is the time that it would break it yet. So if you're riding this with me, be prepared when we hit that. And I'm going to go conservative at $4. What is it? $4. Because we're at this part of the trend. I'm going to say about $4.48 would be where we're looking to sell this first one. If you're looking to sell and not ride it longer. I'll sell it, obviously, every time that it looks like. Because I've rode it this entire symmetrical from bottom to top. Some of you guys got into it on the first time, and I told you I'd let you know again this time. So that's 15%, guys. So then we got 15% more portfolio, and then we let it come back down, and when we buy it again, it should hold the same symmetrical point on the bottom, the same support. We buy it again, and the next pump up, it's about 12.4 or 11.6%. So now that's 26% just by riding the symmetrical triangle. So that's what I'm going to be bringing to you more often as well, because I find that it's an easier way, and every time I use it with my commodities, you guys seem to love it. So that's how we're going to do our trading on that. So XPR, one we covered on Swing Traders Anonymous. I'm not going to talk about it in here, but if you want to know what all this means, go to my Swing Traders Anonymous. If you're a fan of Proton, I'm going to be covering it exclusively on Swing Traders Anonymous. It's one that I personally like, and JD, a big fan of mine, who's followed me to all 3 stations and been around since the very fucking beginning, is a huge fan of it, and he asks me about it every day, and I'm sick of typing about it. I would rather, not because I'm sick of talking about it, I'm sick of having to type it to him with him not seeing the results on the technical analysis, how I got to where I'm saying. So JD, I'm going to make that an exclusive part of Swing Traders Anonymous for you. So if you're a fan of Proton, I'll keep that in the daily repertoire of what I'm updating on Swing Traders Anonymous. So we're getting a nice breakdown in different things now. So XRP, great chart. Getting rid of it. I'm going to show you our new and improved way of dissecting the crypto market and XRP, because you guys asked me all these questions, so I'm just going to put it right down on a piece of paper. So if we're in an uptrend, and we're going to do this so many ways, your head's going to spin. You're going to literally, your head's going to explode. Oh, yes, guys, this is going to be a very in-depth breakdown of XRP. So, and we're going to do it in the 2-hour time frame because of all the stuff we're going to be covering. So then that's the uptrend. So now you guys are like, okay, well, what about the other side? Well, we're going to go to the other side. And this is the longer out uptrend. And I'm going to show you the difference. I'm going to show you the difference on what's happening here if you take it from a couple different spots. So then you've got that. Well, Tom, what if we started the uptrend farther up and it just started even shorter? Okay. Wait a minute. What the hell happened to this line? Trading view. But while I'm doing this to make myself look like a fool, make sure to hit that like button If you're new or returning, hit that subscribe button. 23% of you who are watching my content, which is great because we're getting more people in here, are not subscribed. So hit that subscribe button. Let's lower that gap for next week's analytics when I do my weekly market share update, which went missing for a couple months. No fault of your guys' as I faced the suspension and stuff on here, so, you know, had to gather the self and try to build back up. So, okay. So that is the longer trend. Now we're like, what if we're in a shorter trend? Well, then we start going like this, guys. Wait a minute, not there. That's not where I want to go, because we're going in the short term. Like, hey, we just started this. So now you would start here and say, okay, this is our support one. And these are all the ways that we can see exactly before it starts. And you're going to see, you're like, what the fuck, who cares about that? We got one closer. Yes, that is true. Okay, so now we've got support one on the lower time frame. Now we got resistance one, resistance two, and we're about to hit support two, unless the longer time frame plays through, and then it will invalidate this and goes down farther and taps just below it. You see how close that is? So now we're starting to take it out. So now, what the hell? Now we're going to start, what the hell is this? Oh, I guess I started. So now we're going to start to come to another area. We're going to extend it out from here. Well, we have to break this if we're on the uptrend to make this a real uptrend. So that we know we have to break this area right here. So now we come up even higher. And now we can say, okay, well, Tom, technically that's great, but what if we're starting a downtrend from just right here? Well, I'm glad you asked, because now we're going to show you what the channel would look like that. So then if the downtrend is starting, it starts to look like that. Right? So then it's like, okay, well, if that's the resistance, where's the support? Well, that's where it gets tricky. That's why I wouldn't necessarily, I mean, that's a hard way to do it, just because if you're coming across, that's the resistance, and now you got to come trade into a different box. But if you gun to my head in this area, if you're doing it like that, and it's, I don't like doing it like this, but I give the people what they want. So if that's a downtrending, so you came resistance, so then a support. And mind you, we can't, I don't want to start on this side though. That's the problem. I don't want to give you a resistance on this side, because that's never going to hold true. It's never going to work. I can speculate, but look, we've already come way under that. That's why this downtrend is so important, because it's showing you, that's just kind of another analytical point we'll show you right there. So that speaks downtrend. And then if you use this from an even higher point, they start to show confluency on where we might be heading, ladies and gentlemen. So we come up here, and now we use our close, and we come across. So now it starts to show you, if we don't break this, you know, if we don't break this, and it's a very quick gap here. If we don't break this, you know, we're going to start trading into this other box, and then look at that. We've got an area where we could theoretically start trading with it until we can figure out which way we're going to go. And then if we're looking out into the future and we're like, okay, well, where the hell can a logical bounce point be from here? Well, if we have to extend it out into the daily and we have to go like this is the easiest way for me to get a future outlook of where XRP could go. We're going to come from right here, and we're going to just act like we haven't even got a support yet. And we're going to see where this would hit. So according to this, look at that. That's where East meets West, guys. So the logical breakdown on XRP, and that's awfully close to the 75 cents. Before you might have another bounce, this is suggesting we're going to break down somewhere at 86 cents for this initial breakdown. So that's going to be the point. If we can't hold that, and we have to start a downtrend, well, I'm glad you guys asked, because if we have to start a downtrend like that, I'll just show you it like it is. So if we're going from the farther out time frame, we can start a downtrend, and we can say, oh, support 1, or I mean resistance 1, support 1 right here. So if we do start a downtrend and we break through this 86 cents, guys, you know, we're breaking down into this channel. So that's what I'm saying. That's how important this is. And then we're getting down into that 60. This would be the 75 area where you would have to say, okay, we're coming somewhere in here, because this is the first drop. And this is how you get into this area, ladies and gentlemen. And then you got way down here if it meets. And we'll just say right in the middle of this is like 64 cents. So that's how you get down into these areas. It's not just all bullshit. But these are the patterns that look to be forming. So is XRP going to go up? Well, you just happen to ask me at a time when it's at the exact moment where everything's leading to all roads make the next part of the pattern. So I hope this helped. It's one big clusterfuck. And my expectations are XRP breaks down instead of up, just because of the pattern we're on. It might not initially break down, because according to this, we should get a moment where it might fake out up into here and create a head. But overall, I believe after it does whatever it's going to do, create its head, I think it's going to trend down and then end up here, get rejected by this downtrending resistance here, again get rejected by the downtrending resistance. So what it could look like when it starts to break down is XRP, hey, oh, fucked. We hit this resistance, come down to this support at 85, bounce back up to about 94, break through the resistance support line, and now that's resistance, come down to 75, come bounce back up to this resistance area because it's the descending, or the downtrending resistance, and then if we can't break it, we continue down to 64 cents. That's what I think is going to happen, and I'm going to keep this up. So that's the likely logical play out of XRP if it plays out on what it's showing us right on the piece of paper. All the technicals you'll ever need and more for free. Can you believe it? No trading alerts, no infomercials, no use my fucking links, no 54 minutes of bullshit to get this 18 seconds of analytics. No, I give you 12 minutes of analytics, 13 seconds of me spewing off like a moron.